ESPN presents the best of Friday night fights. With 3 years as the IBF Cruiserweight champion, undefeated Vasily Hibber was ready for his 6th title defense when he faced an experienced Jorge Castro. Friday on ESPN.
Tomorrow, we hope you'll be with us and catch Sunday NFL Countdown for Michael Irvin's candid conversation with Peyton Manning. What does the future hold for the Cowboys? Plus Tom Jackson on the return to the Freak in Philly. Sunday NFL Countdown gets you ready for all the games at 11 a.m. Eastern. Vic under pressure. Just runs away from everybody. Let's go to Susie.
Michael Vick got hurt on that play. He's up. He's walking back off.
He doesn't get hurt. He just gets knocked down every now and then, Paulie.
Boy, I'll tell you what. Watch. We talk about some quick feet. He is gone. Once he gets to the outside, there's just no way to stop him.
Well, Mike Minter's waving at him. Dan Morgan's trying to catch him. And ultimately, Mark Fields has to cut him off at the pass. But once he starts to accelerate, no one catches him.
Where the speed is what separates him from everybody else. And Warwick Dunn pushed back as he got to the 22-yard line.
You know, Mike, it really begs the argument. Do you want to try and harness that athletic ability and say, Michael, I want you to become a pocket passer? Or do you let Greg Knapp, the offensive coordinator, develop the game around him? Like I said, they moved him into the gun just about 4 or 5 weeks ago. They've developed specific runs for him out of the gun. I think you have to take advantage of his athletic ability.
He is only 104 yards away right now from the all-time record set by Bobby Douglas. That was all the way back in 1972. And that was a pass that skipped into the ground about 10 yards away from him. I think he saw that ball. If he throws it where he wants to throw, it's going to be picked off, and he threw it into the ground.
Well, and one of the things about him, you're going to watch him throw this ball here. He throws it into the ground. But one of the things about him, he never even considers numbers. It doesn't bother him. I mean, it's
one number.
Yeah, one. Do we win? And that's all he really cares about. The only thing that's frightening about him is as he goes through the ball game, now you're into at 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. As much as he runs and as much as he takes a hit, that's when you worry about him ever getting hurt.
Blitz coming. Plan roll on the run. And there are people who will tell you he is so much more accurate on the run than he is in the pocket.
So is Donovan McNabb. So is Ben Roethlisberger. What a nice job. He buys time. This is in the gun. You see him out as we move on Skycam. Look at the way he throws the ball. His feet become a problem for him when he sets in the pocket. They're moving so quickly. When he gets outside the pocket and he's on the run, to throw the ball at all accurately, your feet have to be in the proper position as well as your shoulders and hips.
Finner, an outstanding possession receiver, has a couple of catches tonight. Another first down. Dunn. A little head fake will help pick up a couple for him. Let's go to Susie for more on Warwick Dunn.
Well, he has proven time and time again when he is asked to carry the load, he responds. His 3 years with the Falcons, he has 11 games with 20 or more carries. He's rushed for 100 yards in 9 of them, and that includes tonight. And he told me, just give him his cracks. He is still amazed that people aren't sold because he's not the prototype. He never will be. It's always an uphill battle, but he will live by the mantra. Little man, big heart. He is just a big-time player.
Which Susie, you're right. He has 118 yards tonight. Special human being on top of it, which makes it even better. This pass is caught for a touchdown. How did that get through?
Oh my goodness.
Des White made the catch.
Wait till we show you that one on Pass Track. I think that one might get close to 100 miles an hour. What a throw.
That Chris Gamble that actually gambled?
He still doesn't believe it.
Chris Gamble thought he was going to knock this ball down. Look at this thing. And that thing hits Des White. Here it comes. Here comes the rocket. This thing is dropping.
He actually does get a pinky on it.
That wasn't enough.
Wow.
And Des White somehow hung on for his second touchdown catch of the season. It wasn't the tightest spiral he has ever thrown, but that baby was whizzing when it got there.
When they don't show style points when it comes to touchdown passes.
We'll be back to Atlanta in a moment.
Hello there. Because of a coin-throwing incident, Roma were forced by UEFA to play 2 Champions League games behind closed doors. I would urge UEFA to look for a different solution if this happens in the future. Playing in an empty stadium does nothing for anyone, least of all the game of football. In trying to get rid of one of the bad apples, Roma were forced to throw out the whole barrel, including the good ones. And this meant that loyal Roma fans had to pay the price. It was also a form of punishment to the Real Madrid players, who had to play the most important game of their season under less than ideal conditions. Real Madrid fans also suffered, and I feel football in general lost out. Football is all about the fans and their passion for their team and the game. Without fans, it becomes a farce. UEFA have to have seen the effect on this game. Surely there must be a better way. What would you like to see done? Let me know. That's what's in the Al Onion bag this week, and I'm Tommy Smith with a Y.
3 minutes of punishment, 10 rounds of action. We're searching through our collection and choosing what we consider to be the best of Friday Night Fights. Every week, only on ESPN. The NBA on ESPN is back for a new season, and we've got you covered with the week's hottest live matchups, plus highlights and more on NBA action. The NBA on ESPN. Don't miss a minute. Golfers from the PGA, Champions Tour, and LPGA showcased their skills and talent this week for charity during the Wendy's 3 Tour Challenge. Final round tonight on ESPN.
It is a 14-point lead for the Atlanta Falcons. One of the reasons that the Carolina Panthers were able to come back this year is because John Fox, when they were 1-7 and being beaten by San Francisco, said, you know, guys, we're going to do this. We're going to find a way to win this game. And they did. And they've been winning ever since. Brandon Bennett on this return. 2:41 to go, third quarter. Can they come back again?
The beautiful game lives on ESPN with the Brazilian Championship. Only 2 teams remain alive. Either Santos or Atletico will be the 2004 champions. And this is the opportunity that Santos has been waiting for. If they win this match, they win the championship. It's Santos against Bosco. The decisive game that could rewrite football history. Be there to see it happen. Live Brazilian football Sunday, only on ESPN.
The classic teams, the classic moments, the classic rivalries. Join us as we relive the most historically renowned matches in the history of the game. The history of cricket continues with the classic matches. Wednesday on ESPN.
Golfers from the PGA, Champions Tour, and LPGA showcased their skills and talent this week for charity during the Wendy's 3 Tour Challenge. Final round tonight on ESPN. ESPN presents the best of Friday Night Fights. With 3 years as the IBF Cruiserweight Champion, undefeated Vasily Gibber was ready for his 6th title defense when he faced an experienced Jorge Castro. Friday on ESPN.
Our double coverage weekend of the NFL continues tomorrow night at 8:30 Eastern. Peyton Manning will go after Dan Marino's single-season record of 48 touchdown passes. Ray Lewis and the Ravens defense determined not to let him have it and to win that ball game in Indianapolis. Our coverage starts with NFL prime time at 7:30. Peyton has already had an incredible season with 46 scoring passes. Can he do it tomorrow night? Delhomme with time. Prohl Ricky Proehl has more catches than any other player in NFL history who has not gone to the Pro Bowl. That one was for 27 yards. This guy has always found a way to get open, and when he gets open, he makes the catch.
And the Carolina Panthers want to move along with a little no huddle. You know that the Atlanta Falcons are somewhat of a new defense, got some holes of their own on the other side. Spread them out, move it around.
Coming the blitz this time, and Delhomme with a pump and go intended for Muhammad, and they had him pretty well covered that time.
Well, Musa Muhammad slipped coming out of the break, but I think that Jake thought he was going towards the corner, and he kind of broke off the route.
I love it when offenses change up a little bit. Dan Henning, to me, like I said, I had the opportunity to have him coach me when I was in Washington. One of the most inventive guys there is. We saw what he did in the last 5 games, creating opportunities, maintaining a running game when you're down to your 5th or 6th running back.
2nd and 10 from midfield. Blitz, screen to Goings, and Delhomme really threw that very hard for a screen pass. That was a tough catch for Goings.
He threw it behind him and threw it too hard, but if the pass would have been on target, Goings had some room to run on the outside because there was only one man out there. Take a look at it. It's going to come right back into your face here. Take a look at if Goings catches this ball, there is only one man that they had to beat, and he had a blocker on him.
The Falcons wanted to make it difficult for people to come into this place and play and try and communicate. Sure is loud.
They showed blitz and backed out of it. Delhomme in trouble. Loose ball. It looks like the Falcons have it. Brady Smith came from the blind side, and Patrick Kearney made the recovery.
I'll tell you what. Brady Smith, he comes, I mean, they're flying. They know that Jake Delhomme is back to pass. Take a look at this back on the outside. That's Gross trying to block him. He can't. Jake Delhomme hit, the ball comes out, and you talk about teamwork. Patrick Kearney recovers the fumble. Unbelievable. I tell you, that just shows you the speed of this defense.
Jordan Gross is one of those guys that has been moved around on the offensive line. Remember, this offensive line has had a lot of movement since the team that played in the Super Bowl.
Right.
Been a lot of changes up front. That was also one of the problems they had early.
Up by 14, the Falcons now have the ball. Jason Wright has checked in at running back. He was just activated from the practice squad. And Wright takes a shot from 310-pound Brenson Buckner. This is almost the identical rip he took when he came in for the first half and got his first career carry. Brenson Buckner nailed him in the backfield.
Look at the field position. The Falcons have started on their own 43, and the Panthers on their own 28. A lot of that has had to do with 2 key turnovers and Allen Rossum bringing the ball back.
Well, how important are special teams? And this team here, the Atlanta Falcons, they run the special teams as well as anybody in the National Football League. Both coverage and running the ball back.
Joe DeCamillis, their special teams coach, is special.
Oh, that's holding.
Vick launches this one, and it's intercepted by Chris Gamble. The pass was underthrown, and Michael Vick still down.
He was down more because he was mad at himself. Just couldn't get enough on the ball. This ball is thrown too late. He gives Chris Gamble a chance to catch up to it. Watch this. The fake. Here comes the pressure. Dan Morgan stepping into his face was just enough to have him underthrow it. And Chris Gamble goes up to get it.
And, Paul, you couldn't be more right about holding. There seems to be a holding on every play where there's a pass thrown, and it's not called very much anymore.
Well, Dan Morgan that time was in the backfield, and as he went by the tight end, Eric Beverly, he was holding him, and you can see the guy trying to pull him back.
But a break for the Panthers, even though they're backed up to their own 3, they get away with no score. Goings on the toss. And they get some operating room as he gets out to the 9.
All right. Take a look at, here comes Dan Morgan now. He's coming up, and that's Eric Beverly holding. Look at this. I mean, you're already by.
That's not holding. That's grabbing. That's hanging on.
I mean, how you, if you're the referee, you're standing there, you can't see that?
That's virtually kidnapping. I mean, he just had a hold of him for 5 seconds.
He's lucky he has a shirt.
It's no wonder defensive players are frustrated these days. Goings again. Lowered his shoulder. Nothing there. Falcons defense just swarmed to the ball that time.
Matt Stewart, number 52, getting his chance to make a play. Boy, Patrick Kearney, Brady Smith, Keith Brookings, we've really seen them all do a great job. That front seven, led by Rod Coleman, has really stepped up.
They may be small, Joe, but they are got a great amount of speed.
Well, they're playing the right kind of defense now. They weren't set up for a 3-4. They were set up for a 4-3 to be able to run with speed.
And when they get the lead, as they do now, they really let it loose. 24-10.
ESPN Sport Legends presents Wilt Chamberlain. On March 2nd, 1962, Wilt Chamberlain did something that had never been done and may never be done again in an NBA game.
Chamberlain has 75 with 10 minutes to go.
We were going for 100. His record was our record.
In the second half, the team decided that maybe they can get 100, so they were feeding him constantly.
I don't think any of us realized that Wilt was on that much of a tear. Then Dave Zinkoff, Dipper, 82 points, and literally Wilt's eyes lit up.
Back to Rockwood, into Chamberlain. He made it! He made it! He made it! A Dipper dunk. He made it! The fans are all over the floor. They stopped the game. People are running out on the court. 100 points to Wilt Chamberlain.
Falcons on top as we go to the fourth quarter, up by 14 points, looking for their 11th win of the year. Rookie head coach Jim Moreeeee is the first to admit that really good record is a big factor of having his quarterback healthy this year. But it's more than that. He deserves a lot of credit as well.
Well, I think one of the things about him that makes him such a great coach is he's taken so much from everybody he has coached with, and these guys know who the boss is.
Well, he basically set the tempo. He said, look, we want teams to play at our tempo. They either can't or they're going to be unwilling to play at the tempo that we set. When you watch them work in practice, it's the same fast tempo. From the time these guys hit the field, they don't spend a lot of time out there. But I was talking to Jim after practice on Friday. He said, do you realize the other day we ran 101 plays in an hour and 35 minutes? He gets them in and out and gets them moving. That's the way that defense is playing tonight.
He had a great line in the locker room last week after they won the division, after they clinched the title. And here's Delhomme to Mangum. And another big play by Jake Delhomme that got the ball out to the 35. The ball came loose. No whistle as yet. The Falcons have it. Now the officials will huddle up and decide whether he was down.
Well, I tell you what, nobody really blew a whistle. They were all standing around watching Mathis run with the football.
But I tell you what, I think it's a good piece of officiating if they blow the whistle.
The ruling on the field was that the receiver was down by contact, first down.
Well,
that takes care of that. They don't review anything. But if they delay blowing the whistle and let the play go to its conclusion, then they've got a chance to get the call right.
Well, let's think of some of the calls tonight. We've got a taunting penalty that I don't think really was. You got a shot out of bounds on one team. The other one's not called. You've got mugging, which hasn't been called a whole lot. Now there's a little hesitation as to whether the receiver was down. I think they can be a little more efficient, a little more decisive with their calls.
Delhomme under pressure throws this one's out of bounds. Back to Jim Moreeeee with the line in the locker room as he gave a game ball to Arthur Blank, the chairman of the Atlanta Falcons, who says, get a big room. We're going to give you a lot of these.
You really like to. I like being around the guy because he is so positive about everything.
Very enthusiastic, as was his dad, the longtime NFL coach, the ex-Marine. Delhomme on 2nd and 10 under pressure. Somehow got out of there. And throws complete to the sideline. What a play by Delhomme. Got it to Mike Seidman, the tight end. That was unbelievable.
I tell you, we see what's his name running with the ball, Mike Vick, but watch Delhomme when he breaks himself out of this thing. I can't believe he gets this ball away.
He gets pushed back. Now he spins out, does a nice job of keeping up everything downfield. Now the Falcons sideline says, no, it's not a catch, but it's been ruled a catch.
Watch Seidman now. Does he have control of the ball when he goes out? Yeah, he does.
Are his feet in?
It's challenging the ruling on the field of the catch at the sideline. We'll review the play.
From that first angle, it looked like it was a catch. We'll check it during the timeout and report back to you in a minute.
Hello there. Because of a coin throwing incident, Roma were forced by UEFA to play 2 Champions League games behind closed doors. I would urge UEFA to look for a different solution if this happens in the future. Playing in an empty stadium does nothing for anyone, least of all the game of football. In trying to get rid of one of the bad apples, Roma were forced to throw out the whole barrel, including the good ones. And this meant that loyal Roma fans had to pay the price. It was also a form of punishment to the Real Madrid players, who had to play the most important game of their season under less than ideal conditions. Real Madrid fans also suffered, and I feel football in general lost out. Football is all about the fans and their passion for their team and the game. Without fans, it becomes a farce. UEFA have to have seen the effect on this game. Surely there must be a better way. What would you like to see done? Let me know. That's what's in the Al Onion bag this week, and I'm Tommy Smith with a Y.
It's the home stretch for the regular season for the NFL on ESPN as the teams vie for a spot in the playoffs. Peyton Manning goes for the NFL record for touchdown passes when he leads the Colts into action against one of the fiercest defenses in the NFL, the Baltimore Ravens. Ravens, Colts live tonight. Then the world champion New England Patriots try to improve to 13-1 when they take on their division rival Miami Dolphins. Ravens, Colts live tonight. Patriots, Dolphins live Monday on ESPN.
This ESPN NFL special brought to you by Toyota. Choose any direction as long as it's moving forward. Best Buy, thousands of possibilities. Get yours. Zales, the Diamond Store, and Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Back in Atlanta, we are in the midst of a review of a critical play in a 14-point game as Carolina trying to come from behind again. The pass to Mike Seidman, is it a catch or not?
I think his feet are in, so he has his feet in, but I don't believe he has possession of the ball. See how the ball goes right through his hands, right into his body. Now his right foot is off the ground when it steps out of bounds. I do not believe that this will be a catch. I think this will be overruled and be incomplete.
Are you done, old mouth that roars? Will you just wait for a moment? One of us has to disagree with you. I'm disagreeing. I think it's going to be a catch.
And what are you basing it over, oh wise one?
That's right. Well, I'm basing it on he's got his foot down, he makes a catch, and it's got to be indisputable evidence that you can overturn it. Now, I'm going to tell you what. I don't think there's enough evidence to overturn it because they already called it a catch on the field.
Yeah, and I don't think he has the ball, which makes it not a catch.
Well, we're going to find out in just a minute.
Well, I'm going to come down in the middle of it because I agree with Joe. I don't think it was a catch, but I agree with Paul because I don't think he can find indisputable evidence to overrule it.
Now, wait a second.
It's Christmas.
Well,
it's Christmas in a few days, and I'm not arguing with either one of you. Merry Christmas. Ho, ho, ho.
We've got
Here's the referee's decision.
We've got 2 games next weekend, too.
Okay.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands. Completed catch, first down, Carolina. Atlanta is charged with their first team timeout.
Don't say anything.
I'm not.
Don't say a thing.
Not saying a word.
I'm not either.
I don't agree, but I'm not saying a word.
I'm not saying anything either.
I don't believe he had possession of the ball.
Well, it's over.
That's
okay?
right. Let's move on.
It's over.
Great catch.
I thought it was magnificent the way he got his foot down.
It was a heck of a throw, I'll tell you that. And a great job by Jake Delhomme to get free. And it keeps this drive going. 1st and 10 to 48. What a catch by Muhammad. Went up and snatched it out of the air.
All I'm going to say to you folks when you see this baby is look at all the red shirts that are around him when this ball is thrown and where it is thrown, and Musa Muhammad going up and getting it. This is just unbelievable. Take a look at this throw and the height in which Muhammad goes up. Look at the red shirts around him. Great catch.
That's the first catch that he's made this half. They've shut him down. The Falcon defensive secondary had done a good job up till that point containing Musa Muhammad.
For the game, 9 for 118, and it's really been a couple of throws to the tight end. The rest have gone to Muhammad, and this one is badly overthrown, intended for Ricky Prohl. Actually, 3 Falcons had a better shot at it than anybody for the Carolina Panthers.
I've been very impressed with Carolina's offensive line. The job they've done, except for 1 or 2 plays here and there, they've done a terrific job. They're going 4 wides. They're forcing the Falcons to either come after them or drop back. They're choosing to drop back, and Jake's finding the holes.
Just remember one thing. Carolina loses this ball game, it's over for them. They have to win.
This is the one of many playoff games.
Delhomme, little sidearm delivery, and there's the tight end. Seidman just pushing people downfield until he reaches the 10. Gain of 16 yards. Seidman, a 261-pounder out of UCLA.
Coming in.
Did you ever have a tight end that big?
Yeah, I did. Donnie Warren was my tight end. Was that Donnie Warren, Rick Walker, and Clint Didier. As a matter of fact, very similar to what you see here with Mangum, Seidman, and Gaines, the rookie.
Delhomme fakes the end around, throws to the end zone, touchdown. Is it Mangum, the tight end? He's still down.
Yep.
And it is. Mangum with his 3rd touchdown catch of the year, and Carolina is back within 1 score.
One of the things we've seen around the leagues is tight ends making plays. This is a simple fake inside, fake reverse. Now get it up real quick. What a wonderful job of anticipating the throw. Look at people say, well, you have to have your feet under you. No, you don't. Jake throws that one with almost both feet off the ground and manages to get it out. Very decisive, knows exactly where he wants to go, and then congratulates his offensive lineman.
Mangum can't get off the field. He's taking a knee down about the 3-yard line. He landed on his back, but made the catch and held on to it.
That, folks, was a 97-yard drive when they absolutely had to have it. Great job by Delhomme. And they benefited from a call that was challenged on the sideline that kept the drive going. A catch by Seidman, and Mangum is up, able to go to the sideline, and now they'll try the extra point with John Casey to make it a 7-point margin.
The cardiac cats, they're back.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. They just don't quit.
You wouldn't expect it from a John Fox football team.
No, but you could understand it at 1-7, how somebody would mail it in after that, and they have not done it. They have not hung their heads. They haven't felt sorry for themselves. They bought into the idea that, hey, you are what you are. We're 1-7. We still got a shot, and they've made the most of it.
Hello there from Derek Ray and Tommy Smith here on the set of ESPN's SoccerNet Press Pass. We always enjoy dipping into the mailbag and reading what you have to say. Keep those questions coming in, espnsoccernet.com, and look for the Press Pass link. Our 2 questions come from Nigeria this week, Tommy. First one from Ogwe Jofor. He asks for your reaction to Enyimba's victory in the African Champions League final and about their prospects in Japan come the World Club Championship next year.
I thought they were very impressive. They were really impressive, especially when the pressure was on. And this is something that's going to stand to them. They were under a lot of pressure. They'll certainly be one of the teams to beat next year.
Question 2 from Adeyemoye. Will Chelsea be crowned Premiership champions?
Well, right now, after what happened last weekend, you would have to feel that Chelsea are definitely favourites, but they're going to come under a lot of pressure in the new year.
Thanks, Tommy. We want to hear what you have to say. Keep those emails coming in. ESPNsoccernet.com is the website. And as always, look for the Press Pass link.
Simply the finest football on the planet. ESPN continues full-day coverage of the UEFA Champions League all the way through the championship game in May. ESPN, the home of the UEFA Champions League.
The NFL on ESPN. 2 games each and every week. These guys are tough. The NFL on ESPN.
Golfers from the PGA, Champions Tour, and LPGA showcased their skills and talent this week for charity during the Wendy's 3 Tour Challenge. Final round tonight on ESPN.
Monday Night Countdown, 7:30 Eastern on ESPN. The best place to get ready for Monday Night Football. Then on ABC at 9 Eastern, Tom Brady and the Patriots go to Miami to take on the Dolphins on Monday Night Football. We have another beauty here as the Panthers will kick off down by 7 against the Falcons.
Somebody better tackle this guy,
Rossum has already broken Billy White Shoes Johnson's all-time return record for the Falcons. Let's check in with Susie.
Mike, if you're wondering how this Panther team can keep on fighting back, John Fox says it's the team effect. And with that, you can accomplish absolutely anything. He points to the Philadelphia Eagles. He said everybody says that that team is unbeatable within the conference. But he says every team is beatable if you play together as a team. He said that they miss all those guys, of course. On paper, are they as good? No, but in reality, they may just be.
Well, the comeback that they have made, just remarkable. Peppers goes down. This one's knocked away by Manning. Intended for Algie Crumpler. They have won 5 straight games to get to 6 and 7. And they are still very much alive in this NFC.
Overall, I think Carolina has done an excellent job of containing Michael Vick. When we had him a year ago, he rushed for 141 yards against the Carolina Panthers. They've not given up the big runs to him tonight.
Crumpler hasn't had much of a night. Warwick Dunn has. He has run the ball extremely well. Knocked down by Mike Rucker as he picks up a couple, and it will be 3rd and long for Atlanta.
Mike Rucker, Mike, came down the line of scrimmage from the right-hand side all the way to the hole. They didn't block out on him, and finally they're realizing when the ball is handed off to Warwick Dunn, you better get down the line and get in the hole.
We saw Carolina come up with a key 3rd down to keep momentum going. The Falcons have to do it to keep the drive alive, to slow things down on the Carolina Panthers side.
And the Falcons have to burn a timeout. They had too many men on the field.
ESPN presents the best of Friday night fights. With 3 years as the IBF Cruiserweight champion, undefeated Vasily Hibber was ready for his 6th title defense when he faced an experienced Jorge Castro. Friday on ESPN.
in a party mood. Little girl, I've really been thinking.
Falcons by 7 with 11:39 to go in the ball game. 3rd and long for Mike Vick and company.
Big 3rd down.
Arthur Blank and Rich McKay, the general manager. McKay seated. He knows what it takes to build a franchise. He did it in Tampa Bay. An outstanding front office executive. Blitz coming. Vick throws underneath to Crumpler, and it looks like he was stopped about a yard shy of a 1st down by middle linebacker Dan Morgan, and here comes the punt team.
Boy, having Dan Morgan back and Mark Fields has just made a world of difference in this Carolina defense. And with Algie Crumpler down, we're getting towards the playoffs. That is not a guy you want to lose. 45 catches, 16.4 per reception, 6 touchdowns. Quick hook outside, gets up in the air, makes the play.
Well, what a great play by Morgan, number 55. Just take a look at this. Algie Crumpler catches this ball. That's a big man. All could have gotten a 1st down except for Morgan. He just stopped it. Yeah, he knew it.
And Crumpler by far their leading receiver in terms of catches and yardage.
Dan Morgan missed the last 6 games because of concussion, so Carolina's just now getting him back.
And people have asked, why would you have a guy like Michael Vick, who is so good at running around? Why would the tight end be the #1 receiver in this offense? And it's pretty simple when somebody reminds you that's the closest guy to Michael Vick.
Well, it's not just Michael Vick. Look around the National Football League, the Jeremy Shockey's, the Tony Gonzalez's, Antonio Gates out in San Diego. What a difference he's made to that football team. He's also the easiest guy to find when you're standing in the pocket because he's right in front of you.
And look what Carolina did with Jay Galome on that last drive. Those were tight ends who were catching the balls.
Exactly.
Not what, you know, Muhammad caught a pass over the middle, but the other 3 passes were caught by tight ends.
Plus, I also think it's easier to design mismatches with the rule emphasis that exists today to work on linebackers with your tight ends.
Especially when your tight ends now are 265, 270, and some of the linebackers are 235 who are covering them.
So, and they're former basketball players.
Right.
Great athletic ability.
Falcons will punt it away. Broussard is deep. And Broussard muffed the ball. It's loose. The Falcons have it. What a huge break as Broussard coughs up the ball. And now, under the pile, Carolina got it back. What a break for them.
No, they didn't.
Excuse me. Even though the Falcons come out with the football, one of the officials points and says Carolina has it.
He was wrong because they don't have it. This is all Atlanta Falcon ball. That's Kevin McAdam, number 25. We got him before. Broussard, the rookie out of San Jose State. Ball just goes right through his hands, and then he gets absolutely nailed. Now the scrum is on, and you see 25 McAdam come flying in to make the play right through his hands. He took his eye off it.
Look at it. You can see
the rush.
Yeah, you can see his face looking straight downfield, and there's just absolutely no way you can catch the ball. You've held on this long. Your defense has done the job, and then you turn it back to him. That's inexcusable.
They've got to do it again.
Dunn hit in the backfield. He will lose a yard. One official came in and signaled that Carolina had gotten the ball back. Then one of the Falcons actually ran out of the pile with the ball, and that pretty much took care of that call.
You get in those scrums, it's usually the biggest guy on the bottom that winds up with the football, Michael.
And John Fox has got to be heartbroken.
Yeah, but look what the defense just did on the very first play after Atlanta gets the ball back. It's a 2-yard loss.
I think you got to move Michael Vick a little bit here. Get him moving a little.
Pump fake. He's hit. Oh, the ball is loose, and Julius Peppers had it. So long, Peppers.
Oh, man. You know who hit him? It was Fields. Number 58 came in and just crunched Michael Vick. And Julius Peppers takes that baby out of the air, and I'm going to tell you something. Even Michael Vick would have never caught him.
This is the same philosophy that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have used against Michael Vick since he came into the league. They're not going to play zone. They're going to bring pressure, and holy mackerel. Obviously, Julius Peppers is going to go to the Pro Bowl. Why not be Defensive Player of the Year?
One of the things I said at the beginning of this game, Michael, was this. In the 5 victories in a row for this Carolina team, they had taken the ball away 22 times.
They've had some key ones tonight.
Well, this guy in Peppers had an interception for a touchdown. Now he's got a fumble for a touchdown.
He goes 61 yards on this one. The interception return was 97 yards. Now Feely will try to tie it. Holy cow, what a turnaround. Atlanta trying to get into at least field goal territory to go up by 10.
Well, here comes Field. They just drill him. Now take a look at Julius Peppers. When he catches ball, there isn't a man on this field that's going to catch Julius Peppers. Watch this. Look at the athletic ability of him. He just one-hands the ball and goodbye.
It's Brenson Buckner, number 99, who just comes flying in over Keenan Forney and just absolutely puts the crunch on Michael Vick. A little pump and go they tried. I still believe if you're the Atlanta Falcons, get Michael Vick out of the pocket. Let him do things on the move.
6 interceptions a week ago for this defense. They are at the turnover window again tonight.
I mean, it's just amazing. And again, you know, you understand what they're doing, because if they lose, they're out. They know they're out. They've got to win their last 3 games, which includes this ball game here. Now, they've tied this baby up. And I'll tell you what, they are fired up.
See, I look at this as an opportunity for Michael Vick to grow up. You see, he's only 9 for 20, thrown 2 touchdowns, 2 critical interceptions. Obviously, that one was a fumble. You don't know. The interception he threw that Chris Gamble got allowed Carolina to go 97 yards on a drive and really get back in the ball game.
Well, there is your difference maker. That's Julius Peppers. I mean, I don't know of anybody that his size can outrun him.
There isn't any.
No. Rossum comes up a long way to get this. And now here's the lateral. It goes to D'Angelo Hall, the rookie out of Virginia Tech. And D'Angelo Hall with a huge return.
You know what you're seeing on this football field tonight? A whole lot of speed. Because after D'Angelo Hall catches this from Allen Rossum, he is motoring.
You don't think Joe DeCamillis is staying up nights thinking of this stuff?
Well, and they want D'Angelo. They wanted D'Angelo Hall to be their kick returner. Allen Rossum has done such a fabulous job. Look at the speed. Yeah, Beverly almost knocks him over, Eric Beverly, and he still manages to get in position. Now, remember, they were about in this same place before when Julius Peppers took the ball away.
Now out of the eye, Dunn, the deep man. Warwick Dunn will get the carry, lowers his head inside the 35. They'll mark it at about the 33. The blocking back is Fred McCrary, who was just signed because Justin Griffith broke a bone in his ankle. He's out for the year. TJ Duckett had his knee worked on this week. They hope to get him back next week, so they're very short on back.
Well, keep in mind, too, we've always talked about the Carolina Panther front 4 of Julius Peppers, Brenson Buckner, Mike Rucker, and, of course, Jenkins. Chris Jenkins is gone. Probably the best front 4 in football. 3/4 of those guys are there. You're not going to run on them very easily.
Dunn again. Breaks a tackle. And the little man inside the 30.
You know, at the beginning of the show, I said, athlete for athlete, the only guy that really compares with Michael Vick on this field was Julius Peppers, number 90. And you just take a look at what happens here, and his athleticism is just unbelievable. Not only does he get the ball in midair, Joe, but when he hits the end zone, they're in the red shirt near him.
He was pulling away from everybody. Mike Vick, you know, I mean, he plays so hard. Give him a chance to make some plays for this offense. They're very crucial 3rd down for the Falcons.
For Warwick Dunn, 25 carries, 127 yards. Now it's 3rd and 2, and it's up to Dunn again. 1st down and more for Warwick Dunn to the 24.
That's just great line play. This offensive line, they got it handed to them a couple times, and now they're stepping forward. And the only way you're going to win this football game, I think, is to try to run this thing down Carolina's throat.
You saw Arthur Blank, the owner. Last shot we saw, he was standing next to Rich McKay in the box. All of a sudden, after Julius Peppers, he wanted to get down on the field and see it up close and personal. There's a man who has taken truly a personal interest in this game tonight.
New set of downs for the Falcons. Play fake Vick. Throws it away, and that ball was straining to get back to the original line of scrimmage, which it has to do, or it's intentional grounding.
Michael Vick doing a little politicking. There it is.
There's the flag. Now this, Joseph, is what you call a delayed flag.
Yeah, but you know what? I like what they've done.
Intentional grounding, number 7. Even though the quarterback was out of the pocket, he never got it back to the line of scrimmage. That's a spot foul, loss of down.
This used to be a call by the referee only, but because he was watching the quarterback, he couldn't really tell where the ball was going to go. Now he gets help from the other officials. I think it's a beautiful way to do it.
That's why I like it. Okay, let's see. The line of scrimmage is the 24-yard line. Michael Vick's in the pocket. Where does the ball go out of bounds? Where does it go out of bounds? To me, it looks like it went out around the 28 or 29. Didn't get there. You can argue all you want. Fact of the matter is, it didn't quite get to the line of scrimmage. It's a judgment call, and Jim Morris says to Arthur Blank, I think it was there.
It was clearly short. The only question, how short? And the official's judgment, too short. Crumpler double teamed. The ball overthrown.
What I don't understand here is why Michael Vick didn't tuck it and go. I mean, there was coverage downfield on Crumpler, but Michael Vick had an open field to the outside.
See, this is the thing, Paul. People say, gee, Michael Vick, why do you run so much? Now all of a sudden he decides to try and throw the ball. He feels like he's got to play down the field. He's trying to be a quarterback, not just go out and run the ball. And Algie Crumpler gets really turned around.
I understand that, but when you got Michael Vick in the open field, you got to let him. He had to tuck that one away and go.
Big play here. Vick hangs in the pocket, rifles this one to Crumpler, and Algie Crumpler's down to the 22. The ball comes loose, and the Panthers have it again.
Well, I'm going to tell you what. I got to believe that you're here. Yeah, Moore's got the red flag in his hand. He's looking upstairs. Should I throw it or not? Was he down by contact? Again, Carolina takes the ball away. Here it comes. There's Algie Crumpler. Now, remember, he doesn't have the first down. But that ball's out. I'm sorry. And the ball is out. It is a fumble.
Artrell Hawkins came in from the right side and knocked it loose. That is obviously out of there before he was down.
Look at